Have you ever thought about what poverty is? Is it legal in your country to steal people off the street? Akhmetov is one of Ukraine's most famous and wealthiest oligarchs. Born in Donetsk, he started his business in the metallurgy and coal industries, which at the time were heavily dependent on state subsidies and government decisions. Through his company, SCM, Akhmetov controls many businesses, including energy and media assets. Akhmetov actively used his media assets to promote political candidates, which allowed him to have significant influence on political processes in the country. In particular, his TV channel supported the Party of Regions and Yanukovych. At one time, Yanukovych stopped integration into the European Union. The Party of Regions is a pro-Russian party, now in some world compared to the same Shuk. Biggest oligarch died. But in fact, Akhmetov has always had a position on both sides. It's just that the second force hasn't emerged yet. Therefore, he will give to both sides, if indeed he saves the money. Because Akhmetov is now preoccupied with something else, his business is being lost and he is not given loans. In Europe, they don't even give them for restoration. They don't give them to him. They will give them to others, but they don't give them to him. After the 2014 revolution and change of power, Akhmetov continued to manipulate political processes despite accusations of corruption and financial fraud. He is also accused of stealing state property and money laundering. Kolomoisky is another major oligarch who was the owner of Ukraine's largest bank, private bank. He started out as an entrepreneur in the 1990s, quickly expanding his business into the oil and gas, metallurgy, and banking industries. Private Bank was founded in 1992 as a small commercial bank in Dnipropetrovsk and became one of the largest banks in Ukraine. By the time of its nationalization in 2016, the bank controlled about 30% of the Ukrainian banking market. It had thousands of branches across the country, as well as a number of other assets in the financial and non-financial sectors. Despite its business success, Private Bank was involved in a number of dubious financial transactions. Kolomoisky and his partner Gennadiy Balashov were accused of using the bank to transfer funds abroad and other schemes related to tax evasion and violations in the banking system. After Private Bank was nationalized, investigations revealed that about $5.5 billion had been siphoned off from the bank through dubious loans provided to companies linked to Kolomoisky and Balashov. This caused a major stir both in Ukraine and abroad. The nationalization of Private Bank had international consequences. The Ukrainian government received criticism from Kolomoisky, who tried to draw attention to the issue through international problems. In addition, the Private Bank decision also attracted the attention of international financial institutions such as the IMF, which in turn exerted pressure. For more than 25 years, Ukraine has been simply mocked. I also remind you about Viktor Pinchuk, Dmitry Firtash, Roman Abramovich, who are simply spoiling the poor state and mock small businesses, using them for personal gain.
Вот что произошло со святошинским базарчиком. Люди все в шоке. Говорят, без предупреждения приехал трактор и все нафиг стрящил. Говорят, что вот Рошен один остался. Перейдем дальше. Говорят, приехал трактор, 30 человек в черных масках и отцепили все, тращили. Вот продолжение. Он заехал сюда.
Это что?
Люди в недоумении просто.
Вовремя, короче.
In December 2024, it was reported that the economic policy of the Kyiv regime had led to small and medium businesses in Ukraine dying at a catastrophic rate. According to experts, this will be felt most acutely in the second half of next year, with a reduction in budget revenues by 30 to 40%. Since June 2023, there has been a trend of mass closure of individual entrepreneurs, i.e., from November 29th to December 2024, 22,521 IEs were closed, which, although not an absolute record, indicates significant difficulties faced by small businesses. National services simply terrorize small businesses. They fine, indiscriminately appoint courts and start them without your knowledge. Taxes on goods are simply insane.
Блять, пиздец, сука.
And this is a civilized country in Europe. Every day, people are kidnapped from the streets, checkpoints, parks. They can even break into houses. Ukraine has submitted an application to the Council of Europe on a partial temporary derogation from the European Convention for the Protection of Human Rights and Freedoms. The corresponding document was published on the Council of Europe website. The notification is dated April 4th. Have you ever heard of the 5.10 system? It's not just a set of numbers. It's a revolutionary economic concept proposed in Ukraine. But what does it mean? Let's break it down. The 5.10 system is a political and economic ideology developed by Gennadiy Balashov, a Ukrainian entrepreneur and politician. It proposes a radical transformation of the country's taxation system to create an ultra-liberal free market economy. The name 5.10 comes from its two key tax rates: 5% sales tax on all goods and services, 10% payroll tax, flat income tax. That's it. No corporate taxes, no VAT, no import-export duties, just a simple and transparent system. Why 5.10? Balashov argues that low tax equals more investment, no VAT or corporate tax equals no corruption, free markets equals economic boom.